back at the vet a little bit more. I kept going over every edge and adhesion point on this thing, and I've decided that the back end isn't really worth saving. If I come on down, I can show you where other people have started making more repairs. There's some mat up in here. Here, you can see it's loose. I haven't even touched this yet. Over here too. I just don't think it's worth saving. So what I want to do is I'm gonna cut it from here back, and I still have the other pieces, and I should be able to make a cool little wall ornament or something from it. That'll also help take a little bit of weight off the back, because when I separated this piece and it was cut all the way along the edge, the whole thing shifted backwards a little bit. So to prevent that from pulling on the back half of the bird cage here and on the tub, I'm just going to go ahead and start separating these pieces out individually. It'll help make it a little bit easier to separate too. So let's get to it. finally got down to the bird cage. I was hoping I could save it like all the way down to the base here, but there's quite a bit of rust rot down there, so this whole pylon is going to have to be replaced, and there's a mount that goes out here that's going to have to be replaced as well. Going up to the top, it actually seems pretty good. There is some denting kind of up in here. I don't know if maybe that's from a wreck or very bad body work in the past, but I think it should be pretty straight. I'm going to take some measurements. Here along the edge, what my goal is I have these spots here where they did spot welds onto the frame here where the door stop is. So I'm going to go ahead and drill through those on both sides and cut the tack welds up at the top, and then this whole thing should come off. Yeah, this is the big one that I saw here. So there's denting here, and there's a little bit here. And if I go down where all this body filler was at, it doesn't feel the flattest. But when I look at it, I don't really see a whole lot of anything, to be honest. Like, I don't see any crinkle points, and everything seems like it hasn't been removed. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut through these welds here and pop the whole thing off. So I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to get this off. I was able to get the first one loose. So what I had to do was I had to drill through the spot welds here. So there were 3 on this side. There's supposed to be 4 for the manual. And then there was 4 over here. And then on this side there was 1, 2, 3, 4. The problem was that there was a double weld here and a double weld here. So I can get a better shot. So those double welds, I had to drill a bigger hole, which kind of sucks. Down the side, there's spot welds here on this tab. Comes around the back. Go. This tab along the back, there's spot welds, and then there's 2 on the inside here. So I was able to get my oscillating saw in there. I made myself a little shelf, and then all I did was hit it with the chisel. I have a pretty stout chisel. It's pretty wide here. See that? But gave it a couple whacks of that, and it actually broke those mounts free. So the spot welds aren't on there super tight. So if somebody is trying to do that, then that's the method I would try. All right, on to the rest of the top rail here. just like that, I have a convertible. Just want to go over a couple things that I did when I was drilling out these spot welds here. One of the things I was trying to do was not damage this pillar, and I wanted to do that in case I could probably sell the bird cage as is, because it's in decent shape actually. It's got some surface oxidation rust on it, but I don't know why I was so concerned about this pillar, because when I come down here, the whole thing is, you can see it moving there when I just push on it. It's all rusted out down here. Now when I bought this from the guy, he said that the bird cage was not rusted out at all. And I was unable to get behind here and really look into this inspection plate. And I wouldn't be able to know how this section of the bird cage was anyway, because it was underneath of this panel. So I feel like I kind of got a little bit, but to each their own. And the part that I wanted, which is the halo over here, came off pretty easily, and take easily with a grain of salt. When I was taking this off, one of the things I wanted to do is maintain its integrity as much as possible. So one of the bad things I ran into was this little kick up here, and this connects and is spot welded to the top of the windshield frame right here. It just was not separating, and maybe that was because of the rust, or just time, or maybe they threw a couple spot welds in there that I wasn't tracking, because the AIM only showed 4, and I drilled through them and it was still stuck. So what I had to do was go through with my Dremel and just cut as close as I could to the edge here. And now I don't really care too much about that. It's not my best work, but I'm not upset about it, because I feel like I can run a bead along this edge here. Because if I look up here on the frame, all it was really doing was just connecting to this lip. And if I can build up this spot with a little bit of metal and adhere it here, I think it's actually going to be stronger than it was from the factory with just a couple spot welds, because the only other 2 holding it were here and here, and I didn't even drill through them. All I did was, you can see I just kind of cut into them a little bit. That's the remainder of it, and then just hit it with a chisel and it's separated. And then these corner pieces here, I just hit them with the oscillating saw, and they just came right off. They were very thinly welded on. You see there's not much penetration in this at all, because that's the edge right there. And to have good penetration, you would see a line that goes all the way across, and it was just on the outside edge. Here actually had some pretty decent penetration, but it was still more on the outside edge than it was on the middle. So I don't think a whole lot of this was held together structurally by the welds. I think it was designed to have gravity more than anything hold on to it, because if you're in a rollover, your pressure is going to come down here. I would be interested to see any rollovers that actually happen, because I bet this piece separates entirely whenever it does. The rest of I had to separate the back end here, and all I did was I just took the rivets out of the back. But I mean, this whole back end body, it's very noodly. You can see where they did this fiberglass repair. It's a piece of hot garbage, and then there's a hole in here. This has just become, you can just see it flex and move, and it's just trash. Here's another part. I didn't make this cut either. That was just how it always was. So did I get ripped off? Yes, I think I got ripped off. But perhaps I can sell this to somebody who might want a project, because the cage is mostly in good condition. There's some surface rust here. You can see where the old blocks were for the 69, the windshield wiper Rube Goldberg machine there. This is not a 69 window though. I think it was cracked to beat up whenever they had the wreck. But there's nothing in here. The outside edges are pretty good. It's got the original color tag on it, and the inside surface rusted, so I'll blast that out, sandblast that out, and somebody could probably have a pretty decent bird cage, with the exception of that corner over there. I've looked online and I found all these pieces are replaceable. The mount bracket that comes up here, and then the whole pillar itself. I'm just going to leave it on and probably sell this as is right now. I don't think I'm going to hold on to it for too long though, because I have more important things to do with my life.